Good morning to all. Today, let me discuss about the topic human diagrams. So here we discussed about Unit 3. Here we discussed about communication diagrams. So what is meant by communication means you should perform some conversations in between the multiple objects. That is called as conversations. So each and every application having multiple objects. So the multiple objects they perform conversation in between object to object. That is called as communication or interaction diagrams. So here, developing the interaction diagrams is simple. Here only you should identify the what actions that will be performed in between the multiple objects. So it has loss, clarity. Interaction diagram commonly contain objects and links. Here you should specify the objects within the square parts. You should specify as a name itself, object name. So in between two objects, by using solid lines, you should interconnect two objects that is called as connections or association between the two classes. So the time of you should specify the what connections that what purpose we are connecting these connections that should be specified within the message. So there are two kind of interaction diagrams, sequence diagrams and collaboration diagrams. First one is a interaction diagrams. Developing interaction diagrams is simplicity. It has less clarity as well as interaction diagrams commonly contain objects and links messages. So here, so first one is a sequence diagrams. So sequence diagram illustrate the sequence of actions that occur in a systems. Here you should represent the each and every communication in between two objects in the manner of sequential order. So objects shown as a box at the top of a dashboard vertical line. The vertical line is called as object lifelines. So both the objects that should be specified in the top of the box at the top. So after that you should interconnect the two object communications by using vertical lines. So here sequence diagrams example. Here sequence diagram of an order management systems. So if you are ordering some products in online as well as um, some other method, what are all the objects involved in this order management systems? First one is a customer. So who is ordering some products in the online. So second object is an order. So the order will be subdivided into two options, special order as well as normal order. So after that you should specify the conversation between the customers and orders with the help of solid lines. So also you should mention what type of conversations performed in between two objects that should be mentioned within the message box. So likewise you should mention entire activity performed in between customers and orders as well as order to special order. Otherwise you should order some normal order means those conversations also specified in this example diagrams. So also one more example sequential diagrams. Here you should withdraw some amount from the ATM. So for the purpose the customer is one of the object. Second object is ATM. Third is a server. So in between you should specify the conversations between the customers to ATM. So here the customer insert the code into the ATM machine. So those code will be validated with the help of bank server. So after validating the ATM machine, ask to enter password from the customers. After entering password, the customer allowed to withdraw some amounts from the banking server with the help of banking service. So second one is a interaction diagram. Second portion is a collaboration diagram. So what is the difference between sequence diagram and collaboration diagrams? Means in sequence diagrams you should represent minimum number of objects and its conversation. For example, in your project or application having four objects, in sequential diagram you should represent conversations between minimum number of objects. For example, you should conversate minimum two objects. So but in collaboration diagrams you should specify entire conversations performed among all four objects. That is the difference between sequential diagram and collaboration diagram. So now we discussed about collaboration diagrams. So the set of messages exchanged among the objects to achieve the operations or results. So objects drawn as a rectangle box. So within the rectangle box, you should specify the individual objects. Likewise, you should represent all objects with the help of rectangle boxes. So after that, you should connect the rectangle boxes with the help of link. So links between objects shown as lines connecting the linked objects. So collaboration diagrams indicated by several numbering schemes are available. So first one is a simple numbering, second one is a decimal numbering. So first one is a simple numbering example. So here you should perform some call. So that's why we are specifying four objects here. Caller is one of the object. Second object is exchange. Third one is a receiver. Fourth one is a talk. So I'm performing call operations means so I'm calling the numbers with the help of so first the caller in half two. After that the caller dial the particular numbers. So after that the exchange that forwarded the ringtone to the corresponding talking persons. So if the talking persons accept the call, again the conversations will be performed. So here we are mentioning only in the form of simple numbering scheme. So second one is a decimal point numbering. Here each and every activity that should be specified in the decimal point numbers. Here also you should perform call operations with the help of exchange. The caller in first in half two. So second time the caller dials some numbers with the help of exchanges. The exchanges transfer those calls to the corresponding talking persons or receivers. The receiver accept a particular call, then the talking process will be performed in between the person to person.